All right, brother. What's happening, man?
What's going on, man?
Fucking playoffs finally here, dude.
Week one,
Uh,
playoffs, Wildcard Weekend.
Man, there's some sweet matchups too, bro. It's nice just diving into these games, being able to really look at shit, a lot more in depth, man. It's awesome.
Yeah, yeah, I'm excited to. I'm excited to hear what you have to say because I don't know. I'm not too crazy about the matchups betting wise. Like I don't see too many upsets happening. To be honest with you,
All right.
um,
Yeah, I mean, it's tough, and like I think publicly, that's everyone's view. Like that's
it's
all I'm seeing.
it feels so trappy taking favorites, and you're like somebody's going to probably upset, but like now we're looking at such a small window or so many like not that many games, and
Right.
it's just like looking at the slates like which one's going to be the upset if any, and it's really tough for me to call it. So
Yeah,
I'm
man.
excited to hear what you have to say about it.
Well, I'll tell you which one I hope doesn't upset for the sake of my damn futures.
Yeah,
Game of the playoffs, bro. Colts traveling out to Buffalo. Buffalo Bills -6.5, over under at 51.5.
yeah.
So pull up my bet sheet real quick. I didn't actually bet the Bills spread. I don't know if you got down on that. It pretty much opened around 6.5 and never moved too much. There was 7 for a little bit. Must have got hit hard, went back down to 6.5.
Yeah.
So I didn't get down on that. I do have him in a teaser down the money line, and then the Rams to plus 10.5 because the
Hmm.
Rams in there at 4 still.
Okay.
Other than that, I took the Bills to be the highest scoring team this week for 5-1 over on FanDuel. A little fun thing they have, you could like pick which team scores the most and the least points.
Yeah, I'm seeing that.
I took an alternative line or an alternate line,
Okay.
-13 at plus or at plus 180, just because they've been so goddamn red hot, bro. Like
Yeah.
no team in the league has been on a biggest or on a streak like the Bills have been. They've been blowing teams out, bro. The
They're
Dolphins
looking
were fighting for their life last week, and the Bills said, "Fuck it, we're gonna put the back in."
out. Yeah.
They're incredible, man, and I think you're there with me.
Absolutely, yeah. I'm a huge Bills believer, especially this week. I'm not too concerned about the Colts. I actually have a player prop in that game. It's been like my ride or die all season, dude. Stephon Diggs, fucking receptions.
Dude, it's
I
like
always take
every
it.
fucking week, bro.
I
Every
don't
week you get this opportunity.
I don't understand, man. They have him at 7.5 this game, or maybe it's just no, it's 7.5. But for plus money again, man. This is like back to back to back weeks where it's plus money to take the over on his reception total.
Right.
I'm aware he's got that whole like oblique thing I think going on, and he hasn't really practiced. But
Yeah.
the team didn't seem concerned about it, and this is playoffs, so why would you rush him
Yeah.
back to
Yeah.
practice? You know.
Exactly.
His last 8 games, he's had over 7.5 receptions in
Yeah.
all of them, but two.
Right.
And the two that he didn't, he had 7 receptions. And
Right.
one of those games was last week when he only played half a game. So he
Damn.
played half a game and still has 7 receptions. Like, what would he have done? You know what I mean?
Right. Right.
A game this big, I think early on, Allen's going to go to his top receiver, which is Diggs. So
Yeah. I like it, man.
I think, again, dude, that the reception total is easy money.
And Cole Beasley's probably not playing. He's not ruled out yet, but I did see they brought up a wideout from the practice squad. Probably not a good sign for Beasley.
Yeah.
So if anything, I mean, it's a good time. Like take that line. That's a good one not to wait on.
Yeah, absolutely.
My player prop from that game, I have Josh Allen over 25.5 rushing yards,
Okay.
-115. I think it's quite higher now because I've been taking props over the last couple of days.
Mhm.
It's weird, dude. I found myself on 3 quarterbacks in their rushing props. Pretty
Actually,
odd. I
yeah.
just feel like in the playoffs, man, like guys like Josh Allen that aren't afraid to leave the pocket are just going to play like fucking football. If they have to put their body on the line. I,
Absolutely.
the Colts too, playing like a strong zone defense. I was reading about. If they're going to sit back and then maybe Josh Allen gets some holes. I just think 25 is way too low for a guy like that, man.
Yeah, absolutely. I really like that. like you said, it's playoff time. Do whatever you can to win.
right?
Um, looking
Especially
at
like him, bro.
looking at his game rushing yards in previous games, he's gone over that almost every week.
Yeah,
Last week he didn't, but again, he didn't play a full game.
word.
So all the way back to week 13 was the last time he didn't go over that 25.
Shit.
And in the games before that, he was over. So that's interesting that they have him at 25.
Right? Yeah, and like I said, I think it's juiced more, but you never know. I don't know what book has what. I was on points there, but
Mm-hmm.
I actually have some Colts ones too. Do you have any more from that game, or are you kind of hanging with Diggs?
Yeah, I'm just hanging with Diggs. I looked at Allen's total passing yards. I think it was
Right.
like 284.
Okay.
I didn't take it, but I think I would have been comfortable taking it.
Right. Yeah, it's actually he's one that's trickled up. I know he's risen. Brady dropped. Like I think Allen's around like 295, like in that range. I think at least.
Okay.
Maybe I was looking at one points bet because I know when you points bet a play, they raise the yards. Maybe that's what it was. But yeah, and Brady fell. But I like this game. I see the most points in the week. It'll be tough because I think Baltimore and Tennessee can too.
Yeah.
But I'll dig into why I think it's still a Colts Bills game. I think the Bills easily do their part and drop 30 plus, and I think Philip Rivers can do a little bit. Maybe Jonathan Taylor. I'll tell you,
Yeah.
the Colts want to contend, or if this is an upset, it's a Jonathan Taylor game, 100%.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Bills. I did put a small wager on Jonathan Taylor to have the most rushing yards this week at plus 700. Just
Okay.
almost like a hedge to those futures. Not really, but the way
Yeah.
I it is Henry's the clear favorite.
Yeah.
And the Colts, I mean, Taylor's been leaned on for about 3-4 weeks now.
Mm-hmm.
Really rush the ball with anyone else. And the Bills' rush defense is, where their defense is beatable. They have
Yeah.
a really strong secondary. So, I mean, you never know. I still think the Bills win. I wouldn't mind betting 6.5. I'm not going to do it, but if I have to, that's where
Yeah.
I really pick.
Yeah. I'm with you on that.
I think with that being said, hopefully it's high flying. Philip Rivers has to start chucking the ball. I did take defensive or special teams touchdown too at
Damn.
330. Dude, Bills have 4 touchdowns in the last 3 games on defense.
Wow.
I
Wow.
love that, bro. And
That's
we've
wild.
seen cornerbacks make big plays, so you never know. And then same with special teams. I don't know why I just took a flyer on it. I just liked it. It stuck out to me, and yeah.
Word, I'm with you on that. So hoping for a big Bills weekend here.
Oh, yeah, man. Kick off the weekend well. A lot of points in this game would be awesome. I
yeah.
have Hines prop too, but nothing juicy on it. Just his receptions because I
Yeah.
think the Bills win. So
I'm with you.
parlays there. So we can move on to the next game then if you want.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the next game I am not as excited for.
Nah,
At the Seahawks 440.
I think we're gonna be on different ends here.
Okay. The spread right now sits at -3 and for 42 point over under, very, very low. So
It's low. Yeah, it's low, but I'm gonna be honest with you. I still like it. I think both offenses are kind of as an under. Both offenses are kind of ugly right now. I don't know, dude. The Seahawks bother me because they're such a good team.
Man, it's run the ball more.
They just looked not so good lately, and but I wouldn't put it past them. Like Russell Wilson is a different guy in the playoffs, and like one of these weeks he's just going to show up. The offense is going to come back, and they're just going to put up like 50 points, and it's like
that's the only way they make a run.
They have to, yeah.
On his back, and
exactly
this is the hardest matchup of the playoffs. So if they could squeeze by the Rams, it could be pretty interesting. But they got to beat this Rams defense first.
Yeah, maybe the toughest defense in the playoffs right now. But I don't know. I'll be honest. I like the under. I like taking the Seahawks money line because it's -166.
Yeah. Probably parlay it with the under. Probably get you around close to plus money.
Yeah.
Play.
I don't know. Do we know if Jared Goff's playing or not?
He's been practicing the last 2 days. I would think they try to play him. honestly, I don't think it matters. I don't think the line's going to move with either guy.
Yeah, yeah, true.
Wolford has that like rushing upside
Hmm.
and statue in the pocket, and he's got a hand injury, so I don't think it's a huge downgrade for either quarterback to play.
Yeah,
I just think it's that defense that has to keep him in it. But like you said, man, even if Russell gets to 20, I think that's the magic number here. I think
yeah,
if they break 20, they don't lose. I'm definitely not gonna bet the Rams. Just that teaser I had them in plus 10.5 because I'm confident that that defense can keep it close. They
yeah.
Russ tight this year, and you know we got Ramsey to lock down Metcalf again. That's gonna be a sweet matchup to watch.
What do you think on the total?
So I
It's
was
a
with
very
you,
low number.
but it's crazy. So this is the third matchup, right? Because they're in a division. The first time they played, over under was 54. Hit
Hmm.
second time, dropped down to like 48. Hit the under, all the way down to 42. Dude, it's like a 12-point swing.
It's very low. Yeah,
Seems like everything points under here, and it
yeah,
scares me a little bit. But I don't want to take the over. So I'm not betting. I'm not confident enough to actually bet the under.
yeah.
But if I had to, that would be my play. As chalky as that sounds, man.
That's an ugly game, man. I really don't want to touch it. I just have no idea what to expect.
Right. Yeah, I'm not going to force anything. That's going to be the game that's on Nickelodeon too, as well. So I'm going to fucking see what that's about, bro.
Yeah. Wow.
Graphic in all those characters, bro. It's going to be interesting.
So weird.
It is really strange. I don't know why they're doing it, but
I just don't get why they did it like the first week of playoffs. Like, why didn't you do it like the last week of football or something? Why? What grown adult out there is like putting on the Nickelodeon channel to watch the
right.
first week of playoffs? Like,
I guess they just hope kids watch it, but I don't know how many dads are going to want to watch a fucking football game announced by a child with SpongeBob graphic. But hey, I'll probably tune in. So
yeah, that's
don't have any other bets for that game. I just realized that. That's cool with me. I'll be watching probably from a daily fantasy angle. I was
yeah,
thinking about taking Metcalf's under, but I mean he's like one big player for that guy, and he's fucked up. So I'm just gonna move on to that night game as far as betting wise because I got a lot on that game. It's weirdly like my favorite game of the week. I mean the Bills obviously, but
yeah.
Washington and Tampa like was ugly at first, and every night I dive into it and it turns me on a little more.
Yeah, I'm excited to watch this game. I think it's got sleepy potential. I don't see an upset happening, but
Okay.
I don't know. It's uh, Brady's been on a roll. He's been playing very good football, man. I
As
I like his passing yards at 289.5. He's
over.
over. He's coming off of 3 straight games over like almost 350. He's got 399. He almost broke 400 last week.
Yeah, right.
348, 390. He had a bad game against Minnesota. Then he put up 345. The thing that's scary is the teams he was playing. The defenses are not as good as Washington is against the pass, but I don't know, man. He's just balling, and I just don't see him getting upset.
So I'm gonna tell you what I feel like there has to be an upset in here, and like I said, I hope it's not the Bills. It sucks. Washington's offense is so ass because I really think this could definitely be the upset game. I just don't trust the offense. I actually think this is a big under game. Now, I will tell you, just to have some juice on it, because I don't know why. I just keep talking myself into trying to bet Washington. So what I did was parlay their money line with under 45.5, almost 7-1.
Okay.
Pretty long shot bet there.
Uh-huh.
So I actually took Brady's under 294.5. I don't know what you said. Might have had the same number there.
280. FanDuel has 280.
Okay. So wow. Because that's the one bet I was going to monitor. I was going to points bet it under.
Okay.
Like 300.5. And I'm like, I'm going to keep reading. And before I know it, I look back, it's at 294. I'm like, fuck, I better hit this now.
Yeah.
No, it's even fell shorter than that. So, and I'll tell you kind of why I'm leaning that way. I don't really think Washington has a good chance of winning, like I said, because their offense, if they're going to do it, that defense is going to have to put up 6, like a nice strip sack. And the best thing they do is pressure quarterbacks, bro. I was kind of going back and looking, like you said, Brady's opponents. He's coming off a nice, easier schedule, and maybe doesn't have Mike Evans. So
Yeah.
that's kind of big. Now, let me read through some notes here. I'll pull them up. The other thing I thought was neat was Brady in these fucking primetime games, bro. 1-4. Lost to the Bears, Rams, barely beat the Giants. Kind of odd. I don't know if it's really,
Yeah, it's one of those stats.
it is kind of strange. So Tampa Bay. So they played 4 teams. Now, I don't know if I've brought up DVOA on here. It's from a company called Football Outsiders. And it's actually behind a paywall now, which sucks because I didn't buy it, but it was free. And it's like a defensive metric. And it, counts for like pressures and coverage, like a ton of really neat things all lumped into one thing.
Okay.
Tampa Bay played 4 teams that were top 10 in DVOA, and they lost all 4 games. There was the Saints twice, the Bears, and the Rams. And Washington, they have ranked 3rd overall. Washington also top 10 in defensive line pressure rate. So my hope is that they can pressure Brady and disrupt him. And that's, the path that I'm leaning towards. But like you said, they could come out the gate. Brady could be up 7.
Yeah.
And they could just kind of cakewalk through the rest of the game because I don't think Alex Smith does it.
Yeah.
I'm going to points bet his under, I think, because there is a chance we see Taylor Heineke. There's a little chatter about that.
Damn.
Smith, I don't even know if he practiced this week at all. I think he just threw on the sideline.
Wow.
They said they're going to probably give him a go. And if I like I said, if maybe the Bucs are up 10 points, 14 points, I see Smith could maybe get pulled. It all depends on that calf. Fucked up that he's working through that leg injury. It's scary to see, but
yeah.
Plus the Bucs defense is just as lethal. They're pretty much a top 10 defense as well. But I'm just banking on Brady getting disrupted, getting pissed off. 8 points is a lot.
Yeah.
I didn't bet -8. I just took a shot with the money line and under, and I'm going to get Brady and Alex Smith under. So I don't know. That's just how I see the game. Maybe I talked myself into it too much, too many late nights behind this computer. But hey,
yeah, I don't know, man. Like you said, I like the under for total. I don't see Washington's offense doing very well.
Right, that's the biggest thing. I actually bet J.D. McKissick to catch over 4.5 balls. Really good to me. It looks like Terry McLaurin plays and Gibson, but dude, the last 3 games, 10, 8, and 10.
Yeah.
What the fuck? 4.5 in a game, they're 8
That's crazy.
So that's kind of my edge to the money line play, I guess, too.
Gotcha.
But yeah, that's all I got there. It'll be fun to watch, bro. I can't wait to see Brady in a playoff game again. And dude, if they win, they'd probably have to play the Packers. So that'll be fucking pretty cool, man.
That'll be good, man.
Rematch. They actually beat them in overtime. I think it was overtime this year.
In the regulars, yeah.
So that'll be a fun one.
Yeah.
We can move on to Saturday unless you got anything else to add.
No.
So Saturday, the 1:00 game's probably, to me, the most interesting as far as high flying, explosive offenses go. Ravens at the Titans. Ravens are a 3-point favorite.
Sunday, right?
Oh, Sunday. Did I say Saturday?
Yeah.
Shit, Sunday. Yeah, Ravens and Titans kick it off, bro.
What a great game.
Over under. I'm so fucking pumped for this game, dude. Yeah. Not waiting, bro.
This is a game I'm excited to watch, man. This and the Bills game are my 2 favorites, and they're both 1:00, man. Thank you.
Yeah, right. Thank you for not making me have to stay up till midnight.
Yeah. Yeah. Fucking, this was the one that I was like, all right, if there's gonna be an upset, maybe this is it.
Ooh, okay.
I think looking at last year's game, the Ravens were probably way more. I obviously don't remember lines or anything like that, but I'm thinking they were probably more favorites than they are this year.
Yeah, I would think so.
And Tennessee went in fucking upset, man. And
yeah, that was big.
It's crazy. I think Tennessee played better this season than they did last year. I don't know, but either way, The thing that scares me is obviously the Ravens are playing a lot better football,
Yeah, they've been lights out recently.
which kind of leads to I have a player prop in this game, and it's Lamar Jackson's over on the rush yards.
Yeah, I like that one.
They have him at 71.5 rush yards.
Cool.
He's been over that 4 of the last 5 games.
Word.
Surprisingly, last year in the playoffs when they played, he rushed for 143 yards against Tennessee. It's just absurd. But Titans' defensive line's kind of been a weak spot for them, especially after losing Clowney.
Yeah, their defense is way worse this year.
Yeah, the thing I like about this bet, like I feel really comfortable about this bet, is just looking at the Ravens. So they haven't lost since week 12, right? Lamar didn't play that week. That was the week they played Pittsburgh on like a Tuesday. Remember that? And RG3 played. So like what changed from them? Because leading up to that game is when they weren't looking very good, the Ravens. I think they changed the offense to go back to what they knew, which was just rush heavy.
Yeah, because he has been running a lot more recently. And they got Hollywood involved finally.
Yeah. So since week 12, Lamar hasn't thrown the ball over 20 times in a game except for twice, and it was like 22 times.
It was probably the Browns game was one of them.
Yeah.
But they did run a lot that game too.
Yeah, so I think they changed that because the games leading up to that week 12 matchup when they weren't playing really good, he had a couple games with like over 30 attempts and stuff. And like I said, man, I think they just went to the rush heavy and they're like, let's just do what we know we're good at, which is running and running with Lamar.
Right.
So since that week 12 game, he's only rushed under 80 yards once.
Damn.
Which is crazy. And he rushed for 55 yards. So it wasn't even like something crazy. But I think going into this game, they're going to continue with that kind of like great game script of having Lamar run and or even Dobbins. But I think he gets over 71.5. I think that, like you said, Hollywood's been going. And I think the reason he's been doing better is because teams are starting to focus on that run. And it's opening him up downfield. So,
yeah,
I don't know. That's a prop I feel really confident in.
Yeah, that was the second prop I hit. I hit Josh Allen, and then I hit Lamar at 68.5. So it went 3 yards. It's not much, but
that's beautiful.
Yeah, I love it. Like you said, I think they can really control the Titans defense. The Titans defense has not looked good when they had any competition, but their offense luckily can keep them in it with Tannehill.
Yeah.
Really out with AJ Brown and obviously Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
So I actually bet this game, and I bet it -3.5, -110. I'd probably rather play -3 and more juice, but I thought it was actually going to move to 4, and it did, but then it came back down, and so I just think that they're the way better team. The last time they played this year, the Ravens didn't have, I believe it was Calais Campbell and Williams, both defensive linemen, and that showed, So hopefully those two guys can make a big impact. I think their secondary is better than the Titans overall. I think their defense is just better.
Yeah.
And the offenses are equal, man. Like you said, Dobbins has really come around, and you got Lamar who's playing as best as he's played all season.
Yeah.
Finally getting Hollywood involved. I expect Mark Andrews to have a pretty good game. Tennessee is real bad against tight ends.
And
I don't know. Let's see what other bets I had. I think that was it. Just like you said, I had the Lamar with you, and Baltimore -3.5.
Yeah,
it's tough because they're traveling. They're a dog to a team that beat them twice with Lamar.
Yeah.
So it doesn't, I think it's a pretty split game though. Finally, I think there's some action on both sides from what I've read.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just lean the Ravens' way. I have a future on the Ravens. I would love to see them play KC. I think that's going to be such a good matchup. I'd much rather see that. But, so, hey, we'll see what happens, man.
Yeah, it's interesting. Like if we were sitting down having this conversation last year, we'd probably be all in on the Ravens too. But
I don't know.
Fucking know. You never know. But
pretty much the Bills are getting all the love in the AFC, and I mean, yeah, we love them too, but I think the Ravens are a little slept on, and I hope my prediction's right this week. I think they can go out and just hopefully shut people up about it, man. We'll see, though.
Yeah.
They're struggling in the past to Tennessee, so going to be a super fun game.
Yeah, I'm really excited for this game, man.
Sweet. Next game, man. Fucking Bears made the playoffs, bro.
Bears Saints.
Traveling to New Orleans, line opened at 8.5, all the way to +10.
It's a fucking playoff game, and like these teams are both supposed to be good, and they're laying 10 points. That's crazy, bro. Like
10 points is a lot, bro.
that's so much.
But we've seen what the fucking Bears do. They looked hot against bad teams, and last week I said, "Fucking, I don't like this line. I'm on the Packers," and the Bears did not do shit. So
Yeah,
the Saints team, I don't know. They got some. I think they're getting Mike Thomas and Kamara back, which is huge.
that's crazy.
They might not have Darnell Mooney, the Bears, too. He hasn't practiced all week. He got hurt in that game against the Packers, so that'll shit, man. I don't know. I don't have action on the spread. Don't have it on the total. I don't even think I have a prop in this game. I'm gonna check right now.
I don't have anything. I think it's an ugly game. I think
bro.
the Bears made it by luck. I don't think they're an actual playoff team.
I think they're like this would be like if someone gave me $1 million to put on a game. I'd
This is the confidence. Yeah, this would.
If the Bears upset, I don't know what the fuck to think, bro.
Yeah,
I'm shocked, bro. This is probably Drew Brees' last hoorah.
yeah,
I think he hangs him up after this.
yeah.
They got the pieces. The defense is fine. You know, they've shown some holes, but I think overall they're a pretty damn good defense. And if Mike Thomas comes back healthy, that offense is back too, bro.
Yeah. I'm not. I won't even watch this game. Probably, it's not a game I'm excited about at all. I don't want to touch any of the player props.
Right. Yeah, I just play daily fantasy. That gets me through watching all the games and getting hype on something.
Yeah.
Who knows? I might sneak a Latavius Murray prop in here somewhere because Kamara coming off COVID, you don't know how he's going to do. Like,
Yeah.
he's not feeling well. Maybe he only plays 50% snaps and you can get a good angle on Murray there. That's kind of like a sneakier play I'm looking at.
Yeah.
I mean, Drew Brees, I was just looking at daily fantasy. I know you don't play too much if you do, but he's like the fucking fifth least expensive quarterback. Like obviously Allen, Tannehill, Lamar are over him, and then it's Breeze. I just think that since he's been back, the offense has been humming, bro. They look great
Yeah.
weeks, so I think they continue rolling, and I'll hope they get to host 2 games this playoffs, man.
I could see that happening. Yeah.
Where I actually want to jump back real quick. I also took Ryan Tannehill over 16.5 rushing yards.
I like that.
Low, bro. That guy's fucking chippy, man. That dude's not afraid to take off and run.
I like that a lot. Yeah, I was like an idiot. I was hesitant last week. They gave him 11.5 rushing yards, I think it was, and I was like, I'm not gonna take it. It feels weird. And like the first quarter, he had over that. So it's still even 16 feels low.
Yeah, I took that. So 3 quarterback rushing props. Never done that before, that's for sure.
That's wild. Yeah.
Our post, that one kid that follows us. I'm like, why is the Instagram thing popping? So I guess a couple of his boys followed us. That's cool.
That's cool. Yeah.
Shared it on, I think, his story. There's that young kid that does like the videos by himself that like I don't know if he's a fantasy page or whatever he is. He like reached out to us, one of the first people. I don't know if you remember.
Yeah, I remember that now. Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. So yeah, we could jump on over to the last game. I really fucking wish the Browns could have had their full arsenal. This game would have been fun.
Yeah, I was excited for this was the game, man, that I was gonna take the dog, but
I would have taken the Browns, and they're now sitting at -6 over under 47. And I mean, Baker's got his players back, his wide receivers at least. I mean, one of them is out, but it's Hodge, and he doesn't really play anyway.
yeah.
They're missing one offensive tackle, but they got one back last week, so that's kind of good. Their defense is beat up. Fucking Ben could pick them apart, man. Just depends what Steelers are we going to get. The Steelers that looked like shit for a couple weeks,
And then last week,
Colts in the second half.
yeah.
Like I'm not going to bet this game based off that. Well, I say I'm not going to bet this game. Meanwhile, I did drop 50 on the Steelers. The second I got that update about Stefanski, I was on my phone luckily, and I hopped on over to DraftKings and just money lined Steelers for $50.
Hmm. I,
5 or 30, and like the line moved a little bit since then, maybe like 30 cents. So
yeah,
who knows? Hopefully, I'm not sweating that fucking bet.
yeah. This game would have been a lot more exciting if COVID wasn't around. I think, like you said, I mean, I don't know how big was Stefanski the OC too, or no? Like, was he calling plays, or is that?
Yeah, yeah. So he's a head coach, but he's a play caller.
Yeah,
Um, Special teams.
yeah, John or
There's like two people that are going to be involved in the offense now.
yeah, yeah. I saw that.
Sucks he can't like they can't find a way to just get him in the stadium in a booth on his own. Like
I don't understand, bro. Like,
fucking
ahead,
have like I don't know, like hazmat suit his ass up there. Like it, come on,
yeah,
it's a playoff game. Like make it a little more fair.
yeah.
Bullshit, bro.
21st century. You can't put him in a headset somewhere, like,
Right? Just have him streaming the fucking game. I don't know,
bro.
bro. I think it could suck for the Browns offense if Pittsburgh can pressure him. We've seen Baker struggle under pressure, and hopefully they have a good plan for it, man. I really like the Browns offense, and I love Nick Chubb, dude. That dude's just been balling all year.
Yeah.
I got a points bet on him. I want to run this by you. This is the first time I've taken a bet like this. It's actually really cool how they do this.
Okay.
So it's a points bet, and the way it works is they do it for quarterbacks. They'll do each running back and maybe like one receiver if it's like a big name.
Okay.
Total yards multiplied by total touchdowns. So they're going to chisel the yards down a little bit because you have that shot that they don't score, and then it's times 0, so you lose all your money.
You lose it all. Yeah.
If it scores once, then it's just the yards. If they score twice, then it's the yards times 2 and etc. times 3.
Okay.
So I took Nick Chubb over 55 rush yards times touchdowns. Now, I really think that the Steelers defense, like I said, they're pretty good. They could pressure well, but they've lost their 2 best linebackers over that last month or month and a half.
Yeah.
We've seen teams be able to run on them a little bit.
Yeah. I mean,
And I just think Chubb, like they actually rested him last week. They had to win the game, and he only played half the snaps.
but he still put up 108 rushing yards.
He'll ball it out, bro. And I just think they're going to unleash his ass this week. I could really see him getting 18 touches. You know, maybe he gets 2 targets and 15, 16 on the ground. They have to go back, and he runs his way, dude. That like apparently he's one of the best offensive linemen in the league, and it showed. You know, when he runs that left side.
Oh yeah.
He can do it, bro. He could pop one big rush. Like, say he gets a nice 30-yard touchdown. That's sweet for me. Like, I would love 2 touchdowns because it's a bet with huge upside, and the downside is minus $55. The
Yeah.
upside is $200 if he scores twice and gives me 100 yards. And I think it's doable, man. That's why I kind of like finding those points bets are kind of interesting. It was a little tricky at first to understand it, but they offer a lot of neat little plays.
Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. I would be interested to see if Pittsburgh rested any starting defensive players last week when they played.
Yeah, they did. Let me see if I
did.
Yeah, they did. They I'm not gonna have the injury report up anymore.
Yeah.
They rested. I think they had like one cornerback resting, but now Joe Hayden's also hurt. He's not playing this game.
Okay.
I don't know if he knows rested or not. I forget. They had one defensive lineman. Like I remember, I'm like, I know who the fuck that is.
Okay.
But still, I don't know. I just think that Chubb's a top 5 back in the league. I'm not really too scared. I hope. I was Stephon Tuitt and TJ Watt. They both rested. So obviously big names, but
Yeah.
for 55 yards, I don't think that's too much to ask for. It's not a really high risk bet. I just see the reward there a little bit more, but
yeah, you're right. I don't think you have anything to be nervous about. 55 yards. I like that. It's playoffs. He's going to leave it all on the line. This could be the last game of the season. So
yeah, it's a shame to see the Browns finally make it and just have this shit, bro.
yeah.
So yeah, man, that's all I got. I'll just be rooting for Pittsburgh to win and get blown out the next week, hopefully.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll see. I don't know. I mean, I guess it depends what happens to the Titans and the Ravens. That's going to be a big game for seeding.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Bills at that 2 seed, they'll probably win and host another one. Chiefs are hosting, Steelers are hosting. So yeah, it's gonna be a fun weekend, man.
It is. I'm excited.
Yes, sir. So yeah, that's all the bets I got. I've been putting them up in the story.
Mhm.
Not the story with that in that link. So
Yeah.
go look at them. I'll throw yours up there. I don't know if you did or not, but I'll just
No,
add ones up there and
where
tomorrow morning throw some shit in the story. See how people are feeling voting wise on these games, man, and hopefully fucking make some money, bro. I'll probably bet maybe one or two more tonight. You know, it's pretty early on. Got some time to check some shit out. So
yeah.
we'll text later on, see what's going on.
Yeah, I'm gonna look for something in that Rams Hawks game to make it interesting for me.
It's like you don't want to force it, but you want to, like, there's every bet's fucking something's an outcome, so you want to try to find that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's tough, but hey, if I find something, I'll send it your way. I'll fucking put it in the bio here and see, man. Try to starting off hot. I'm fucking pumped. I feel confident. I don't know if it's because I had too much time or what, but I'm ready, man.
Yeah, I'm fucking hyped on that first game tomorrow.
Yeah, 1 o'clock. Can't wait, bro.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, let me end this bitch. Yeah. Good luck, everyone. If you're following us, let's fucking make some money.
Yeah, good luck, guys.